Right, good morning guys, I'm back again. Fellow Vokers, hopefully you can catch me again. I know I was only away for a couple of minutes, but it's a really bad road that, and the last thing I want to be done is knocked down. Mind you, if you're ever going to be knocked down, it's probably best to do it when you're recording live, isn't it? Okay, so we're walking down Watergate Lane. I'm sure it's called Watergate Lane. I should have looked when I crossed over. So this is the second video today, the 25th of November. It's currently 9:05. Dropped the little one off at school. I've come down Watergate Lane, across Plodder Lane from Farnworth, left onto Watergate Lane, and I'm now walking down towards Cutacre. And if you look in the distance over there, I don't know if you can see it, but in the distance over there are all the new factories, warehouses. I don't know whose house this is. I walked past here yesterday. It says BW on the gate. I walked past here yesterday, walking after I dropped the little one off at school. Just to see what the signal was like, and also to see what I can talk about really. And as I say, the morning Helen, hope you're well. As I say, the signal is not the best. And I'm not sure whether you can actually hear me or not, but I'll continue anyway. So I walked down here yesterday. It was a really, really good walk, and I saw that house. And I did make a mental note of when I got back home to go on Google and see if I could find anything out about it. I don't know if anybody knows anybody that lives there, or perhaps you live there yourself. But I just get interested in things like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful house, set on its own, off the main road, lots of ground. Looks like it might belong to something like a footballer or something. It's a footballer or an actor or something, I don't know. But it looks really nice. As I say, on the gates is BW. So this is taking us down now Watergate Lane towards Cutacre. We're going to cut under the motorway on the roundabout. And then we're going to go across the roundabout, the second roundabout, heading towards what is now Aldi and the Pine Tree pub, which was built probably, I don't know, 2-3 years ago maybe. I think they finished it just as I moved down here. So we're going to go left then. Normally I would try and call in at Costa whenever I'm passing Costa. Excellent, thanks Helen, you can hear me. So it's Josie White's house, who runs a mill in Farnworth. Oh, right, okay, I shall have a look. Brilliant, thank you, Helen. So normally if I'm passing a Costa, wherever it is, it doesn't matter where it is, I normally dive in, grab myself a latte and have a drink. I didn't do that yesterday when I was passing here, and I don't really intend to do it today, partly because I'm recording, and it makes it a bit more of a challenge to hold this camera. Morning Scott, hope you're well. Thanks for coming on, pal. It makes it a bit more difficult, a bit more of a challenge to watch the traffic, watch my feet so I'm not standing in anything that I don't want to, hold this camera, hold a cup of coffee and drink at the same time. So it does just become a little bit more of a challenge. However, coffee can wait. I've got a coffee machine at home. I can always make one when I get home. So I've got 11 people on now, thank you very much. Very, very much appreciated. I'm hoping you can still hear me. I'm hoping we've still got a decent signal. It's going to get really noisy and really busy here now as I pass under the motorway. Again, I've just got to be very, very careful. So I don't know if any of you have frequented this area when you were younger, or you frequent it now. Maybe this is your route to work, I don't know. But there's not much up here, which is a good thing because it's all, well, it's either side of a motorway. So a lot of it is wasteland, a lot of it is overgrown. There's quite a few farmers' fields up here. And if we get on that motorway there, if we were in the car and was to jump on that motorway and go right, we would go out towards Chorley, Preston, Blackpool, back up to Scotland, where I spent 15 years, as you all know now. If I was to get on that motorway and turn left, we would go back towards Manchester, Bolton, Manchester, Farnworth, Wharton, those kind of areas, Stockport, and then obviously get on the motorway network if we wanted to go to Liverpool and Leeds on the M62. So let's see some comments, because there's not much to show you, not much to talk about here as we're going under this motorway bridge, but let's see some comments on there. How's everyone doing today? Are we well? Come on, we've got 15 people on, I'm sure somebody's got comments tonight. Problem I've got is the comments don't always come through on time. So I can be talking now, asking you for comments, and in 5 minutes time I'll see your comments come through. Which again is down to the signal, I think, and down to how Facebook generates a live video. So we've just gone across the slip road, heading back up to Wharton or up to Worsley, Manchester. We're now going underneath the motorway bridge. It's going to get really, really echoey. And apologies for the noise from the traffic, because once cars come under here, it will get noisy like that. So apologies for that. So, anybody watching, want to comment? We've got 18 people. Pat Lyons is watching. I know Scott Lorry is watching. Helen's watching. Anybody want make any comment? Oh, I forgot about that pub there actually. That pub there just in the distance is also a fairly new pub. I think that was built before the Pine Tree. I'll get you the name of it shortly. Look at that puddle there I've got to watch for. Boom. I've got lots of messages coming through from LinkedIn and Twitter, and I do a lot of stuff on LinkedIn to do with my work. I do quite a bit of stuff trying to help people remain positive in this COVID situation. A lot of stuff with mental health. I attend a fair few groups of people that are out of work currently or on furlough like myself, who just want to chat and talk about the situation we're in at the moment, and it helps people's mentality, helps my mentality as well, to be fair. Let's be honest, I'm not doing it just for other people, I'm also doing it for myself. That's the Watergate, Wes. Yep, I'll take your word for it, because I can't see a sign, just says Toby Carvery. I don't know what the Watergate, whether it is the Watergate. I'm going to take your word for it, because I wouldn't know. Never been in it, if I'm honest. Helen used to live near the Dunmare pub. I'm going to take you past the Dunmare pub shortly, if the signal keeps up, and hopefully you'll see what it looks like now. It does look a little bit worse for wear. I went past yesterday, as I say, and it surprised me. But it doesn't surprise me, if that makes sense. The Watergate toll. Thank you, Helen. Yeah, Wes has just said it's the Watergate, which is super. Do appreciate you guys coming on and confirming. Filling the gaps in that I've got. It's really good, really appreciated. So just across there, I'll just show you, in the distance, we've got the Pine Tree pub. I have been in there, for breakfast. In fact, I might go there. Oh, you can't, can you now? You can't eat in until the 2nd of December, I think. We've got Aldi and we've got Costa Coffee. And then we've got a lot of logistics companies, a lot of factories. I think there's a Next factory down there, there's an Aldi factory distribution centre down there. There's lots of different distribution centres. So we're just going on to Salford Road now, which then becomes Manchester Road and goes out towards Little Alton. If I was to go to the right that way, that across the roundabout there takes us to 4 Lane Ends, which you may, I'm sure many of you will recall. Nice pub up there on the lights, Red Lion. Yeah, there's an Amazon over there as well. You're absolutely right, Helen. Might be knocking on their door soon for a job, you never know. Yeah, there's a nice pub up at 4 Lane Ends called the Red Lion. Frequented that quite a lot with my mum and dad over the years when they were younger. Really, really nice pub. And also there's a farm down there just through the lights at 4 lane ends, and then on your left hand side, that's where we used to go and get all our veg. Big 55 kilo sack of spuds, which would do us for, I don't know, weeks, months. It's still a farm, still an operating, working farm, but it's also now a very good ice cream parlour. I think it's called Milkmaids. It is, it's called Milkmaids. And it's a really, really nice place. I mentioned one the other day, Candy Retreat, next to Black Leach, up on Bolton Road. And that's the other closest one. Before that became a ice cream place, ice cream parlour, and before Candy Retreat was set up, if you wanted a proper decent ice cream, you had to go all the way out to Chorley on the old road. And just before you get to Lostock, I think it is, there's a place on the right hand side. Yeah, Tracy, you're right. The Red Lion used to be for a special treat. It was a bit more expensive, a bit more posh than most places, and that's where we used to go for a special treat. Mum's birthday, Dad's birthday, our birthdays. That was the kind of thing we used to do. So yeah, before we had the likes of Candy Retreat and Milkmaids, we used to go to Chorley. I think it's at Lostock, just on the right hand side there. I think it used to be called Frederick's Ices. Not quite sure what it's called now. Might still be called Frederick's, I don't know. So just on the left hand side, we've got a big farmer's field with, in fact, I stopped there yesterday at that gate and recorded a video for my work element for LinkedIn. But we've got a farmer's field on the left hand side full of sheep, and over on the right hand side we've got a newly formed haulage firm with tipper trucks, and then the building, so that's their building, the blue one that you can see just there, and then just beyond that blue building we've got the tip, the refuse site. So many of you will remember the refuse site, the tip, used to be down in Little Alton. Morning, Amanda, good to see you. Just got to move the camera now because I've got somebody coming ahead of me, so I'll just put the camera to one side. But many of you will recall, just move over to one side for you, go in a second. Ah, mate. Cheers, pal. Many of you will recall, used to be chloride across the road. You're right, it did, and that was, well done Tracy, that was the entrance onto the rucks, or one of the many entrances onto the slacks. Sorry, not the slacks. That was the slacks. Rucks is off Grosvenor Road, that way in Little Alton. So yeah, the refuse site, the tip, as it's better known, is now there. Is that building there? And it used to be further down the road on the right hand side on Leicester Road, which is a small industrial estate. That's where the tip used to be, and they moved it up here to a new purpose-built affair, which is good. Bigger, better, get more cars in quicker, and it just works, which is good. But yeah, it did used to be chloride down there. In fact, I think the chloride building is still there. If you look down there in the background, right over, that is what used to be the chloride building, I think. I'm not sure it's chloride. No, it's not chloride, it's Aldi. So maybe it wasn't chloride. Maybe they've rebuilt that, got rid of chloride, smashed it, raised it to the ground, and then built a new industrial estate on there. And that is now taken up by Aldi. So I've got 26 people on, which is good. I know I've not been on for a few days, just busy with one thing and another. I did come out on a long walk yesterday, did about 4 miles. I tracked it and mapped it on Map My Walk, but it's almost the same track as I'm doing today. Really, really good long walk today. Looks impressive actually on the map. I will share it Have you walked over to Cutacre Park? No, but I am going to walk over to Cutacre, Amanda. Absolutely I am. What I want to do though on Cutacre, probably won't video it as a live session because there's not really much to talk about, as you know. I'm sure you've been over there. It's literally just waste ground that's been made into a walkway. But what I'm going to try and do is try and get I've got a cheaper version of the GoPro, which I borrowed off my son-in-law, and I've got an SD card for it now, so I'm trying to get that working. It's not working at the moment for some reason. You've missed me the last few days. Well, that's very nice of you to say so, thank you very much. I was conscious that I wasn't on, but morning Paul, hope you're well. I just wanted a couple of days off. I've got a few things going on in terms of my job, and I just needed a couple of days break. I did do my walk yesterday, but I didn't do any videoing other than a work video. And if anybody wants to see that, they can have a look on LinkedIn. If anybody's in the business world and looks on LinkedIn and uses LinkedIn, I'm on there. Feel free to connect with me. But I do quite a few videos on there around leadership, coaching, engagement, that kind of thing. So I just wanted a few days off. I also did a long walk on Saturday, all the way down the cycle path, all the way down to Monton, which was really good. Oh, you've not seen my last few walks? Well, they're on FB, Mandy, they're on there, and they're on the YouTube channel as well. But yeah, catch up, grab yourself a coffee, or if it's 7 o'clock at night, grab yourself a wine, and have a look at them. You might see some familiar places. But yeah, I was going to do Cutacre, but I was going to get my GoPro, or my version of the GoPro. It's a cheaper version. As I say, my son-in-law's kindly lent me that. And I've got an SD card for it. I just need to get it up and running. It's not recognising the SD card at the moment, which is annoying. And I was going to then put the GoPro on my bike and do a video from that. And then do some overview, talking and text on it, and just see how it looks, do a bit of editing on it and see how it looks, so that you guys get to see Cutacre. If you've never been, I highly recommend you go over there and have a look for yourself, have a good walk. It really is a good, refreshing walk. Make sure you take some waterproof trousers and some decent boots, wellies, that kind of thing. You couldn't do it in trainers because it does get muddy in some parts. So over to the right hand side, just over there, is what used to be the slacks, the coal heaps. We know as the slacks. That was one of the entrances just there. You could get through just there. Can't get through now, it's been blocked off. We're coming up to, on the right hand side, there's a foundry, call it what you will, called Roscoe's. I think they do engineering, motor engineering. Always remember, you could see on the roof. Yeah, it's still there. Roscoe Engineers, painted on the roof. So that's where we're coming to now. On the left hand side of us, just behind these houses, these cottage site, these are Brackley cottages. On the left hand side, just across there, would be we'd be coming up to Wharton School. Brackley Golf Course behind there that used to be. So yeah, it's a good nice morning, albeit a bit chilly. It's not cold because I'm walking. It does keep you, nice bit of land here on the left hand side. It used to be the Hollins, or it's called the Gilded Hollins. I'd actually looked to buy that property or that land and build a house there. Hi Michelle, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. So we're just walking down now towards the Dunmare. So anybody that used to live around this area, I know a few people used to live around here. Craig Ennicky used to live around here. Helen said he used to live here. And then you've got, of course, over on the left hand side, you've got the Wharton estate. where many of my school pals used to live on the Watergate estate. The 38 bus going up towards 4-lane ends. Say hi to Bobsy if you can. Bobsy on my right. Hi Bobsy. Not sure who Bobsy is, but hi Bobsy. Arif. Say hi to Bobsy. Good stuff. Are you walking towards Lucasade? I certainly am, Michelle. And hopefully this video will hold out and we'll get there and you will still... Oh, Bobsy owns a garage. Good stuff. Excellent. Morning, Manchester Road towards Wharton School I went to and the old Lucasade site. Yeah, that's where I'm heading towards. So there's the Dunmare. And it does look pretty run down, to be fair. If you look at the front door, I don't know if you can see from there, but if you look at the front door, there's all leaves around the entrance into the pub, which suggests that it's not been open for a while, which of course it hasn't, because of COVID, the lockdown 1 and obviously lockdown 2, and I dare say, because of the relaxation of the rules heading into Christmas, I think we'll be in lockdown 3.0 before the bells on New Year's Eve. Clark Crescent on the left hand side. A couple of you mentioned there. So there's Clark Crescent on the left hand side. Just got to move my camera because there's somebody at the bus stop. Morning. Okay, back on here. Have you been up to Captain Fold? I have, Ali. Done Captain Fold a couple of times now. Up there. If you go back and look at some of my videos, either on here, on Little Now and Then, or indeed on YouTube, if you guys are watching on YouTube at any point in the future, I've got a link to YouTube. There's a channel on there, and every video I've done, and more besides, are also on my YouTube channel. I've got 2 video lists on there, 2 playlists on there. One is about leadership and the other one is about these walks. Just purely to do with Little Alton walks. Walking. Video whilst walking. Walking. Which is what I've now affectionately called them. Helen used to live on Clark Crescent. Good stuff. Hopefully this is bringing back memories for everybody. We're just coming past Rothwell Crescent now. And if we were to turn round left here, and I know I'm going to lose signal here, because when I was over this side last couple of weeks ago, the signal was really poor, and I lost everybody, and I just closed it down. But there's the back of the school, just there, on Rothwell Crescent. Don't know if any of you noticed the shop there, shop's still going. Unfortunately, the shop just down here on the left hand side, which was the walkway where I will lose signal. I know I'm going to lose signal. If I do lose signal, I will come back on so that you see Lucasade. Yeah, the walkway here on the left hand side where we used to cut down for school. There was a shop on the corner, a little off licence on the corner, where we used to buy the mum to bring us down to get sweets from. I think that's now closed. Just on the right hand side here, got some newish flats, and at the back of those flats, apartments, I got told off the other day for calling them flats, apparently they're apartments. Oh, the shop's still here. The shop is still here. I thought it closed down at some point, but that's the little alleyway going up to Wharton School that we used to come down. And there's the shop. Don't think it's open at the moment, but it was closed down at one point, and it's obviously reopened again. Penny Tray, yeah, we used to go in there on the Penny Tray, you're absolutely right. Wow, the memories. So there's Leicester Road, that's the industrial estate. I was warned, you see, the shop's closed down, no longer open at the moment. It was Lily's. Yeah, Thank you, Tracy. Of course, Tracy used to live at the back of here. In fact, if I turn left down here, I'm not going to, but if I turn left down here, I think that's the road you used to live on. Certainly round there. Along with a lad who's a friend of my brother's, a lad called Frankie. Tracy, I don't know if you remember a lad called Frankie used to live on your street. My brother, I was talking to my brother the other day about him. Yeah, your street on the left. I was talking to my brother the other day about Frankie and about that area in general. And he did say that he saw Frankie. Posh name, they are flats, you're right, Ellen, I call them flats. Yeah. So I was talking about Frankie, and apparently Frankie is still around Littleton. My brother bumped into him not that long ago and was having a chat with him. But I don't know if you remember Frankie, Tracy. Young lad, nice lad. Used to hang around with my brother quite a lot. So there's Lucasade, or what was Lucasade. No longer to be. It did set on fire not that long ago, a couple of years ago I believe. It did set on fire. Don't remember Frankie. I'll try and get his full name off my brother, but he definitely used to live on the same road as you. But I will get his full name off my brother, see if that jogs any memories. But that used to be Lucasade, up to let, has been up to let for a while. And it did burn down a couple of years ago. In fact, you can see the remnants of the burnt out area just at the end here. I can't zoom in on this camera, unfortunately, on a mobile. But you can just see, hopefully you can see it. That's the top, you can see the roof's gone, where it was on fire. And that's Lucasade. And then of course we continue across. My arm's aching now, I've got to change hands. We're walking along, continuing along Manchester Road, back up towards the junction of Clegg's Lane, Armitage Avenue, where the old co-op used to be, where that atrocious excuse of an old pub is. Once was a beautiful pub. The Horseshoe is now just an absolute eyesore. Thankfully it's currently being done up. So we're walking along now, we're going to pass what used to be the Kenyon Arms on the right hand side. No longer a pub. Keith Humphreys, his mum and dad used to own the Kenyon. Spent many days in there, upstairs in his living quarters. His mates with Keith Humphreys. I don't know if Keith's still around here. But the Kenyon Arms is now the Kenyon Lodge, and is now that's where the Dudleys used to live. That was their house. I remember them having that house built. You can see it's now undergoing some renovation and becoming a bigger house. Dudleys don't live there anymore, I believe. I was talking to Kath Sumner when I was on my walk around Wharton, and she did say that I think the dad's still living local, but the majority of them have moved away. Certainly the Dudleys, was it one Dudley or two Dudleys? Went to Wharton. Can't remember his first name. But this used to be I'm going to turn around in a minute. This used to be a shop. There's another shop we went into. Anybody remembers that shop? And then up there is Highfield Estate, which I'm going to avoid at all costs. That there is the Kenyon Lodge, used to be the Kenyon Arms. And then just there on the corner is White Lion. White Lion now no longer in existence. That closed down quite some time ago. And is now earmarked to become a convenience store. Premier, something like that, co-op, something like that. That's what that's now going to be. David Dudley, was it? Yeah, does ring a bell, that David Dudley. Couple of takeaways on the right hand side, just there. And then continuing along Manchester Road. I was going to say that I was going to film down Leicester Road, down the industrial estate, but following on from my experience on the Highfield estate, I thought better of it. For some reason, some people take offence to your video in those type of areas, so I'm not even gonna go down there. Green Age Youth Club, yep, that was up on the left, Tracy. Again, if you look at my videos, I think the first video I did, I took us round there, talked about Green A's, showed the old building that is now next to the Scouts hut where they kept all the equipment, and then you've got the Air Cadets or the Navy Cadets up there as well. And just see there in the distance, you can just see the top club, which used to be called Little Alton Labour Club. That's the top of Kenyon Way, just there. Little Alton Labour Club is no longer the Labour Club, it's now called the Top Club. I think I've only ever been in there 2 or 3 times since it was a Top Club. Good club, to be fair. Good couple of nights on there. I used to go in Watergate Labour Club more than often than not, because that's where my mum and dad used to go. Dad was on the committee there for some time. I just got distracted there. Some guy was flashing, I wasn't sure what he was flashing for, but he was letting the bus out. That bus. The 36. That's strange. That's strange, that 36 has just come from Kenyon Way. And I thought I'd read somewhere the other day that they'd stopped sending the 36 down the Kenyon Way. Never mind. Morning, David, hope you're well. Hope you're keeping well. Just on the left hand side is Stocks Field. We went down there as well the other day. We then went across the road to Peel Park, and I took you down Peel Park, showed you what that looks like. So we're now continuing across Manchester Road. I'm going to show you the Antelope that once was. It used to be a nice pub. Lots of you will have memories of that. I'll show you that. It's now an Indian restaurant. I think it's changed hands 2 or 3 times since. It's not called the Antelope restaurant now. It used to be called the Antelope restaurant. I think it's now called Spice Sports Lounge or something. It's now called. Phillips Chippy. Can't remember the name of the chippy that used to be there, but it's now Phillips. But it was a Greek family, I think, that used to own it. And it was a fantastic chippy. Still is a fantastic chippy. But like most chippies now, they're struggling. They've all had to resort to deliveries, going on Just Eat and these types of other apps that you can get. Which is good, it's convenient, especially now with people trying to stay at home and not catch this COVID, which is good. Dimitri's, that was it, yeah, that was the one. Dimitri's, so there's the Spice Lounge, or Spice and Spirits, which used to be the old Antelope. Right across the road without getting run over. We've got a couple of shops here on the left hand side, and I do remember there's a guy, again I was with the motorbikes, used to get involved in all the motorbikes, and that building there used to be owned by a lad called Kojo, and Kojo, yeah, St Paul's Peel Church, Kojo used to ride motorbikes across the slats. Really good biker, to be fair. Always doing stunts, had crosses over on the slats, and he, after I moved away, came back to visit, obviously, family, and I noticed for some time he had that shop on the corner, and he actually called it Kojo's. It was always full of motorbikes. Obviously shut now. Morning, Matt, hope you're well. So he's now shut. So there's St Paul's Parish Community Hall. obviously connected to the school, to the church. So yeah, I don't know what's happened to Kojo. He doesn't have the shop now. But yeah, he used to have. He used to be a good biker. And then I'm coming up to Clegg's Lane crossroads, where the old co-op used to be. I'll give you a look at the horseshoe. I'm sure many of you have seen it on the pictures that have been shared in Little Holland now and then. I'll just give you a video snap. I'm just going to move my camera for a minute because I've got an old lady that probably doesn't want to be on camera. So there is the horseshoe, or current state of the horseshoe. Far cry from what it used to be. But it's been done up into a car hire place. And there across the road there is the co-op. So listen folks, I'm going to cut you loose now. I've brought you back to where we were filming the other day, and I think I've got a lot of sites in there that we, I'm going to go up this way. Got a lot of sites in there that we had previously. So anything that I put in now is just going to be a repetitive a repeat of what we've had before. Okay, so listen, enjoy your day folks, and I will catch up with you later. Please go and have a look at all the other videos, either on here or on YouTube, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching, all 30 of you at the moment. Catch you all soon, Volkers. Bye for now.